Okay, right, I think we're ready to go. Okay, hello and welcome to the stream, if you're there. I'm gonna be, first of all, continuing on with a little bit more of Trishala. This is how she's been doing so far. She's coming along quite nicely. I basically, since the last stream, what I've done is actually I've kind of like panel lined with just some black paint along everything, just to make everything pop a little bit more, and it seems to have worked. It framed her face quite well. What I'm going to do now is actually I'm going to do the base. I'm basically just going to put my fake sand on the base and also put it onto the remote as well, and then we'll continue from there. So yeah, you have to excuse me if I'm blocked out from the video a little bit. Just try and shift that a little bit around. Not that seeing my face is important in the slightest, but I might as well try and make that look a little bit better. Squiggly wiggly. Right, hopefully I got a little bit of glue left. Yeah. Right, we'll just pop in a little bit of glue, just some PVA glue, just there. Just gonna get some water. This is like an old brush that I use for any time that I'm doing basing and using kind of PVA glue or wood glue. So yeah, we can get a little bit in there, mix it in a little bit. There we go. Okay. We're just gonna basically just put it all over the base here. I should actually probably take her off the thing here. Okay, so connection seems okay at the moment. Been continuing work with the Infinity Defiance videos. Haven't been able to do any editing yet because at the moment I have to get all the assets ready for mission 2, which means doing my 360 model shots of the Jaith, the Tigers and the Seed Soldiers, which appear in the second mission. Oh, I've just realized what I've done. I've washed the brush in the paint that I want to use for the, not the paint, in the water I want to use for when I'm painting. So I'm going to have to change over that in a little while. Come on off carefully. And then, basically this is it's like, this sand stuff is from the hobby shops in Japan with all the trains and things. So this kind of works as my sand. So I just pop that in. This is fairly fine grained, so kind of works for these size models. So I just leave that one to dry. That should be all good. Right, we're going to get we'll go and get one more. We're going to do this little girl. Here we are. Right, I'm just going to leave it on there so it's easier to hold. Yeah, if I could go back and do these again, I'll probably do these bases a little bit differently, but because they're already kind of glued in place from an age ago, when I put together all the Infinity Defiance models without really thinking about what I was going to be doing for the bases, I'm just going to stick with this. What I'd rather do, especially for these kind of A-left models, where I'm actually thinking about getting the Black Wind 2-player set, so I can bolster my Haq Islam army and maybe start an Aleph army. I would like to do kind of techno bases. And so I got loads of the sheet plastic, which is absolutely great for making some cool bases, especially for sci-fi bases and things. So I'd like to do those for my Aleph, but it means Trishala's going to be a little bit out of place for her theme. Okay, that was basically that bit done. What I really want to do now is actually get on with painting up the remote. So I'm just gonna push that in without destroying the base paint there. We should be okay. Right, you're done, and we're gonna get on with painting next. So what I'm gonna need to do is, first of all, I think it's probably time to change over my wet palette. So it's this paint's been on here for a few days, so it's not going to be great. So I'm going to say bye-bye to that one. Right. Okay. So I'll be right back in a moment. So for the time being, what we're going to do is we're going to be just going to my waiting screen for a moment. I'll be back soon. Okay. Right then, back from that. So, what we're going to need to do is first get a little bit of water in the palette there. Okay, a little touch more. Yeah, that's looking good. So now I'm going to put on the wet palette sheet, and we're good to go. Okay. And then we can get painting what's her name? Duchess, I think. Which is this remote here that's going to be going with Trishala. So we've got a very similar color scheme for her, and we'll get on with painting her in just a moment. All right. So I've got to get out the air first from here. You just push out some of those air bubbles. Now, if time was on my side, I would have set up this wet palette first and let it kind of settle for some time before going straight into using it. But time is not my friend these days, so we'll make do. Okay. I think we got most of the creases out there. It's looking good. Right. So we've got to get the colours right for this character now. Where did I leave my books? Haha. Found you. Okay. So I generally have my Defiance models painted in the schemes of the actual game, rather than the schemes of the armies that I have. So we've got Trishana, but I don't have her little robot. Okay, that's annoying. There is a picture of Duchess in the rulebook, though. Well, wanderlust. Okay. Where are we at? Here she is. Okay. Here is Duchess. So we're going to try and follow a little bit of this colour scheme. And we'll go along with that one. See how that goes. So I'm just going to pop this to the back of me here. So I can... actually, I'm just going to pop it down by my computer for the time being. So I'll be referring to it a little bit, but we can kind of tell that, right, with this model, we're going to be, so she's got kind of glowing pink here for the eyes, and generally most of the body is the white with a purple helmet, yellow stripes. So we'll paint those pink first to try and get that strength of it out. I think what we'll do first though is we're going to go over the whole model in the kind of the light brown that we had for Trishala's white. That will give us the start there, and then we can start building up from there. So the first color I need is heavy brown, I believe. Heavy gold brown? Is it heavy gold brown or heavy brown? Oh! I believe it's heavy brown. Pretty sure we did heavy brown, didn't we? Yeah. Should write down recipes so I remember what I'm actually doing with each of these painting sessions, but let's just pop down a wee bit of brown there. Just mix a little bit of water in with that, wick the brush a little bit, and we're going to be going over a lot of the model in this color. So there we go. We're just going to go over the whole model like this initially, and then we can fill in the other colors as we go. So we'll get all the base stuff down. May have just thinned that a little bit too much. It's gone into a bit of a wash. Let's thicken it a bit. That's better. Don't have to worry about the top of the head, as the top of the head is going to be purple. So we're just got to figure out all of the different areas which we're going to be painting purple and which parts we're going to be painting yellow. For each of the yellow areas, we're going to be painting that pink first, and then going over with a yellow to help the yellow really stand out. Okay, we've got our initial coat down there. That should be okay. Now I've got to be careful that I don't just start moving paint around and taking it off of where I've just put it because it's still wet. Yeah, I'm doing that a little bit there. So, okay, that'll be enough for that part there. What we can do now, though, is we can start adding on some of the purple. So I think we'll start with the purple. We'll then try and do all the tighter areas with the pink and then clean it up again, if need be. Haha. Right. What did I say? Purple, didn't I? We set it down like last night. Again, I've maybe thinned it a bit too much, but that's okay. We can go over with a couple of coats when it's dry. What it does allow me to do is kind of control it a little bit better. Just realised I'm not actually in shot. Well, I am in shot, but it's just off to that side very far. It's a little hanging down bit, which is like hair. It's done in a pink. Okay. So we'll do that pink as well. Okay. Now, claws on this hand is purple. Nagaroth Night tastes like ass. Oh my god. Ugh. Tastes as evil as it sounds.